Okay, I'm in the middle of marking up this chart for USDJPY on the daily. I decided to stop marking it up and start recording it so I can give you guys a visual representation of how I mark up charts. Again, USDJPY on the daily. Today is January the 1st, 2023, the new year, at 10:46 a.m. So, as you can see, I have purple lines and I have yellow lines. My yellow lines are my trend lines based on trends going up, based on trends going down, based on trends going up, and sub trends within trends, which is this line, which is still a trend up. I also have these purple lines. These purple lines represent areas where price went to and either continued up or continued down. In this case, since it's an uptrend going from left to right up, the purple lines represent the areas where price started to go up, came down, and then continued up. At this area right here where price is right here, it seems that I'm getting into a max area where price is going back to retest, and then it will possibly break down. Also, the purple areas are areas where price has been to and will likely go back to again. So in this case, price was here at these two purple areas. It went up, sideways movement, went up, came down, and going back to retest. So if it's going back to retest, and it'll retest either at this red line, which it's doing right now, or retest at this purple line, which is going to, I could potentially take a trade here if it breaks down from this line and goes back up and retest it and gives me an area where price needs to break. So with that said, that's how I've marked this chart up. I'm just looking over it and double, triple, quadruple checking it over and over just to make sure that where I have these lines in my trend lines is where price is going to do its thing. I'm not certain, I'm not sure. By no means am I a professional trader. I'm a retail trader, just like most people out there trading that's watching this video. And this is basically law of probabilities. The reason I know these breaks are precise is, and I'm going to zoom into this, when price on the bigger uptrend, which is this line, and this is the subtrend, let me zoom out, this is the sub uptrend, and this is the bigger uptrend, so the sub uptrend, I'm zooming in. If you look at these candles and this smaller uptrend right here, and let me move that line up just a little bit. If you look at these candles, the last major up candle, which is this white candle right here, before the trend came down right here, price, that's wrong. This area right here is wrong. This is wrong. So let me move this back. It should be below the body, or right on the body of this white candle. You can either put it on the body or you can put it at the wick, which is right there. I prefer the body sometimes, but it depends on how you want to do it. So I'm gonna use the wick since it's already there. These three candles that went up, this last white bullish candle that closed right here and spawned this red candle, this red bearish candle never broke below the low of the body on this white candle, or if you're using the wick, which I am, never broke below the wick of this candle. but this next candle did. So based on where it broke below at on this candle, that's why I placed the trade there. That's why I say you can replace it either at the body of the open, in this case of the white candle, or the wick of the lowest point where this white candle went to. And as you can see, price broke down below it, but it never broke the trend. So that let me know once it got into this area here where it was wicking off the trend, I just had to watch it and see a candle that broke above the open body of this bearish candle, which was right here. So if I was to take a line and put it right there, the body of this red candle, as you can see, this next candle broke above it. It pulled back to right here, and then this white candle broke above it again, signifying that the trend is still up. Now, looking at this, you ask, okay, if it did all of that, where do I get in the trade at? It looks like price is not even touching this line, which it's not, but the lowest point that it's going back to this line, which is right here on this wick, I'm going to extend this out a little bit. Let me clean that up. Needs to be a little straighter than that. Which is right here on that wick right here. It never went back there again. That's why most of the time I say place your lines on the body of the candle, you know, based on the fact that it's a downtrend, the lowest body, or if it's an uptrend, the highest body. But since this is an uptrend and it came down to here, wicked, 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 and then this candle, this engulfing white candle or bullish candle, broke this candle. Once it broke up and closed and this candle started to form, I could have taken a trade right here on this candle, a buy. Now it went up, it came down, hit the stop loss, because the stop loss was really the lowest point of this candle, which is the wick. So if I move it back to there, as you can see, it came down and took out the stops of here, 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 and here, and also this one. Once it did that, it went up to here. Then it came back down here, almost took out the stop of this one, but it didn't. And then once it closed white, hit this trend line, it continued up. So that's the difference in knowing where you're going to take your trade at, and it's almost a precise entry. So if you do that, you don't really have to place a stop loss at a point to where you know it's going to get hit. You really don't. You could place it right here based on the fact that this trend, this small trend here on the daily time frame, came down to this area where this red line is at 112.742, and as it started to go up, because the line was placed here at this line, and I'll get rid of this one so you don't confuse you, as price on this white candle broke above the body of this red candle, as you can see, even though it came down, it never went back to here. It never went back to here. Yeah, you had the big money makers coming down, taking out stops, but it never went back to here. So technically, this area here would be your stop loss. And as price continues up, we're looking for the next major area where it'll probably reverse and then start its downtrend. Because this candle here, this big red candle here, is letting us know sellers are coming into the market. But all of this volume going up, it's taking out this big sale right here. Now, what we need to verify is if price will break above the wick on this candle. So I'm going to put in another purple line, and I'm going to move it right to the top of the wick of that candle. So technically this area right here is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with this area. As you can see, price has not made it to the top of this purple line, but it has made it to this red line and it's wicking off of it. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, and I'm going to take this area here, or this zone, and this area here, or this zone, and I'm going to shade it in with all of that information. And I'm going to do the same thing down here with all of this information. Now, I'm not really concerned about the area down here right now, other than the fact that I know price is going to come back to this area. I'm concerned with this area up here, the uptrend area. And the reason I'm concerned with it is because at some point, price is going to break below this area here, break below this trend line, and possibly below this trend line, and even below this area here. But I need to catch the area based on the fact that once it does break below here, if it's creating lower highs, which this is a lower high, and then a lower low, a lower high, and a lower low. And the reason I say that is because if this is a lower high and price comes down and breaks here and goes back up to here and then breaks further, this area where it broke up never broke the high of this area. And as you can see, this is not right on the high of this candle, which is higher than that candle. So I'm going to move this line up just a little bit, so it's at the very tip top of that wick. Now, as you can see, now it's at the top of this wick, but still the wick of this candle that's still in play, it hadn't closed yet, still in play, has not broken the high of the wick on this candle. And so that's why I say sometimes it's better to place your wicks, your lines at the top of your wick, and let price engulf the whole candle, or at least in this case, the low of this bullish candle, which was right here. That's the low of the wick. This is the low of the candle. Low of the wick, low of the candle. Now, as you can see, this big red candle that tricked sellers into selling after it closed only went down a few more pips, and then it never broke the trend. It never closed below the trend. The body of the candle never closed below the trend, and then it started going back up. Even though this one looked like it closed below the trend, it didn't. The trend is still going up. It never broke trend. So I hope the explanation of this clears up some of the questions that you guys are having. But even if I go back down to this area here, and let me zoom into that area as well, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is the trend line down. The price goes up and it's making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. But if you look at this area that I drew this gray zone in, when it came down for a while, it was never breaking below this area here. It was only wicking off of this area, and then we had a strong push where it closed below, went back up, made a higher low, a lower low, and then it went up here. So at this lower low here, it went up here. So when it came down on this candle right here, where I have this purple line on this candle. This candle never broke the high. The body of it never closed below the high of here, but this candle did. So it formed, came down, wicked, and went up and closed above the high of this candle and closed above the high of here. So at this point, my stop goes right here on this last purple line. And as you can see, when price came back down, it never went below this stop. Never went below this stop. So at that case, when this happened and this white candle closed, I could have taken a buy trade right here at this purple line, top of that purple line, top of this purple line. And if I had rode this trade just to the next purple line, that's 500, that's 5,507, no, that's 557 pips. Again, it got in here, sideways, 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 came all the way to here, never broke below, and then continued up. Now, had I held it until it got just to here, that's 1,103 pips. So with this information, all I have to do is apply this information to this information on a downtrend. But I have to see it make a lower low first. It already made the lower high here. The lower high here. The higher high here. And then it made a lower low. And I need to see this close below. I need to see this close below this line here for it to be a lower high. But I don't think it will, because it's not close enough to the trend to even break through it if it does. So this is a waiting game right here. This is definitely a waiting game. I think it's going to go up to here, wick off, and then make a lower high. Or a lower low. Come up here and make a lower low, then come back, retest this, and then continue down. But this is a waiting game because this is the daily time frame, and each candle represents a day. So I just have to be patient enough to wait for the setup to verify itself, and once it does, then I'll know what I can do as far as taking a sell trade on this. But right now it's just not showing me anything. And then with the market not being open today because it's January the 1st, 2023, I'm just doing my analysis so I know what to look for. But I'm going to end this video because I probably made it too long for you guys already. It's already 18 minutes, 23 seconds. But I'll revisit this trade and post information on it again probably a week from now and see what it do. At any rate, I hope everybody's having a good day and a happy new year. You guys take care. Peace and blessings.